Latrobe Speedway Studio. Welcome to Ride Along Podcast.
Well, hello and a very pleasant good evening, Latrobe Speedway race fans. Guess what time it is? It's time for another exciting edition of the Joe's Body Shop and Towing Speed Shop. And you know what? We have a very special guest this evening, a lot to talk about. It's a guy that you probably forgot about a lot, being that he hasn't been able to race because Mother Nature has put the kibosh to everything when it comes to the pro stocks at Latrobe Speedway in 2023. But you know what? We're looking forward to seeing him this Saturday. How about a nice Latrobe Speedway welcome to Mr. Brett Hutira. Brett, welcome to the Speed Shop. It's good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you as well, Mike. I feel like we haven't seen each other in a year, it seems like.
But I think you're probably about right. It absolutely has. You know, we're pretty excited here at Latrobe with the return of the Wisneski waste removal pro stocks to the schedule this week. You know, we've had you, Dennis and Kathy have had you on the schedule all year long, but, you know, probably one of the prevailing topics all year long on any race show, whether it's here at Latrobe or anywhere else here in the Mid-Atlantic, has just been the weather and how it's put the kibosh to things. But listen, I know you're probably racing as much as you can, visiting all the Penn Ohio Pro Stock affiliated tracks that you've been able to garner points. You're currently 7th in points, but maybe you can share with the fans, how has the weather, the lack of races affected your overall program and things that you wanted to build on this year?
Yeah, you can say that the weather's definitely affected everyone's racing programs. I don't know that there's anybody out there who's really, got their stuff on the shelf or, saving anything right now, because everyone's kind of searching for races. And I'm sure I know it's got everyone kind of on the edge of their seat in terms of fans wanting to see drivers and drivers wanting to get out the tracks and run races. But I mean, it's definitely hindered our I don't want to say it's hindered our performance, but we haven't got to be as aggressive with maybe our testing or getting to try new stuff at different tracks. When you get an opportunity, you better have your best stuff, because everyone's there. We raced at Lernerville I think it was actually about a month ago now. And I think at that point, every single racetrack in the area had been off for 3 weeks. And when we showed up, there was 27 pro stocks in the pits. And they weren't just, run of the mill guys. It was guys from an hour and a half, 2 hours away from the racetrack trying to get out and take advantage of them races. So, it's brought a lot of good competition to everywhere. And you got to be on your A game, and it's forcing us to, really make sure when we show up to the racetrack, we got our good stuff. And it hasn't, I guess the good side of it is we haven't really eliminated too many competitors, because everyone hasn't been racing. So there hasn't been too much stuff that's got torn up. And I think there's still a lot of guys left out there racing and eager to race here in August that you probably wouldn't have in a normal season where guys maybe have engines expire or bend cars or, just things come up. And we don't have that. So the cars should be plentiful, and the racing should probably be pretty aggressive when we get out there.
No, and that's a good point you bring up. There certainly hasn't been a lot of wear and tear, not only with the pro stocks, but in a lot of our divisions, not only at Latrobe, but throughout the region. You talked about the car counts and so on. Tell us a little bit about, it certainly sounds healthy. The Penn Ohio Pro Stock classification certainly sounds healthy. What was the appeal of the class to you? Certainly, I think everyone looks to try and race fiscally responsibly. What was the appeal to you and your family and your race team? You know what? Let's go racing. Maybe I should even start too with the fans. This young man, ladies and gentlemen, had a stellar scholastic football career at Latrobe High School as a Wildcat, had a stellar collegiate football career at Geneva University as a Golden Tornado, graduated in 2013. tell the fans, when did you decide to go racing? How does a football player end up going racing? And again, let's get back to the original question. What was the appeal of the pro stocks?
Yeah, I mean, my family has always been race fans. I'm sure there's pictures of me out there on the internet at 2 years old, 3 years old at the racetrack. My mom used to hang out with me in the stands, and my dad was involved with Rich Logan racing back in the day, and I've spent a lot of summers chasing around races with Rich Logan. And most people know my brother Anthony Monapart. He's been involved with racing, and him and his family all have all got me in with Joe Kelly, and I mean just numerous people in the area. I mean, I have neighbors that I grew up around that all had race cars, and racing was always kind of part of my summers. That's what we did in the summer. You know, we played football in the fall. We played baseball when we were younger in the spring, and when it got hot, we went racing. That's what we did on Saturday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday nights. And you know, Latrobe was around when I was a little kid, and we always went to Latrobe on Sunday nights, and then it went away, and you know, we went to other places, Challenger and Lernerville, and there was a portion when school and sports kind of took over, and I wasn't around the racetrack as much, but always had, you know, racing was always appealing to me. I always wanted to, you know, be involved with it. And no one in my family directly really raced in terms of my mom or my dad's side, but they were always involved helping people. And I knew when Latrobe opened a few years ago that if there was a time that I needed to get involved, that was it. And at that point, I had already had it in the back of my head that I was trying to save money and get into something competitive. And I didn't really have any knowledge of the 4-cylinder class or anything like that. And I didn't really know much about sprint cars, and definitely didn't think I had the budget for sprint cars at the time. So, you know, late models were super competitive, and I didn't really want to get into tearing up a lot of people's equipment with a lot of money involved. So we started looking at the stock cars, and between the pure stocks and the pro stocks, there was plenty of tracks around that ran those two classes, and they're kind of a beginner class, or that I guess in the grand scheme of racing, they're kind of a beginner class, but there's a lot of stock car racing in our area, and I had a little bit of an idea of what we would be signing up for in terms of I had some friends that had stock cars. Noah Brunel had a stock car. My brother had got into racing. He was in the pure stocks. Joe Kelly was in the pro stocks, and I kind of put a butt in Noah and Chris Schneider at SS Chassis. Kind of got a hold of those guys and said I was looking to get into a car and wanted to get into something, you know, affordable but good. They threw a couple things my way, and eventually I found Chris found this car that he had built that somebody was looking to get out of, and I just felt it was a good budget-friendly class. I know that there's a lot of people that don't think this class is budget-friendly, but I really think that it really fits the, I guess, quote-unquote working man. You know, I don't really like to disclose a lot of numbers, but I feel like at some point I got to start disclosing numbers here, because people, I think, overhype what guys are spending in racing, and there's guys out there that spend a ton of money on racing, and there's other guys that don't. But you know, I probably have as much money as some guys got in their 4-cylinders in this car, and I got way less money than a lot of guys got in their late model program. So I mean, I got a lot of used stuff. You can nickel and dime your way around this class. I mean, everyone always gives me crap that I got tires laying around everywhere and used parts laying around everywhere, but that's kind of the way we were able to do it. You know, I'm not about buying new stuff all the time. I buy new stuff when I can and when I need to, but I think it's a good, like I said, a good class for somebody who's trying to get into racing, trying to be competitive, and you know, they know a little bit about racing. They can take a little bit of coaching, and I think these things are easier to drive than probably some other cars. I mean, I know that modifieds are kind of famed as really difficult and fun cars to drive when you're good at them, but very difficult to drive. And I think these cars are pretty drivable, and they have some forgiving qualities to them. So yeah, I don't know. I have a lot of fun. You can build motors. You can build a big and bad motor, or you can take something a little bit smaller and make it go fast with these things. They're kind of forgiving, and it's it's more about trying to keep your momentum and up and trying to get these things to go. You're not dealing with the, rocket science like you are maybe with shocks and stuff like that on a late model, but you're also not restricted so much that you can't adjust how these things drive, like maybe a 4-cylinder or something more restrictive is. So
do you foresee this as a stepping stone for you, or are you just kind of playing it by ear and see where this division takes you, or what are some of the future plans, or haven't you even thought about that?
I don't know that there is a real plan at this point. This is year 4. No, this will be my 4th full year in the stock cars. I'd love to get into a super late model or something like that. I've had conversations with a couple guys. I mean, I've talked to AJ Flick, and he's been trying to recruit me into a sprint car, and he pretty much tells me he can get me in one for not much more than what I got right here. But I mean, right now I'm kind of content where we're at. I think I still have some things that I can improve on, and there's a lot of things to juggle. I don't know that my work schedule and stuff like that allows me right now to really go and do much more than what I got in our stock program. But I also always be willing to entertain more of a challenge. Bigger and better things. For sure, I'd love to try out some different cars and take things for a ride. I think I could handle them. I just not sure whether my bank account allows me to or not. So.
Well, it's this coming Saturday at Latrobe, and they say the third time's a charm. Looking forward to Fan Appreciation Night, always a special night for our great Latrobe fans, and we know you drivers enjoy it as well. What's it? How good is it going to feel to just drive on down the road and be at your home track and finally race at home?
Yeah, we've spent a lot of time on the road this year. The last few years, we've pretty much stayed right local. I think we're 8 minutes down the street, and I think maybe everybody that helps out with me maybe kind of got a little complacent and thought that maybe the grass is a little bit greener. Running some of these bigger races and bigger money races, and we've enjoyed it a lot this year. We got to go to a lot of different places. We picked up a win elsewhere on the road at Marion Center, and we've picked up a top 10 and a top 5, I think, at 2 of the biggest races this year, at the Sharon National and the Ed LeBoon race. But it definitely is. We've definitely been missing home, and I definitely am going to enjoy being home before midnight and getting to see a whole bunch of people I actually know instead of being out in what seems like the middle of nowhere, where I don't know which way's up, which way's north, and it's going to be nice to be right in the backyard for sure.
There's nothing better than a little home cooking. No, it's going to be good to have you. Let's tell the fans a little bit real quick here. Listen, you're blessed with a beautifully lovely significant other who is going to make you a papa here in not too long. Tell us a little bit about the lovely Hunter and how things are going with the that little race car you have in the oven.
Yeah, so we did announce a few weeks ago here that I guess Baby H will be on the way for we planned it correctly. We planned it for January, so we don't have to worry about missing any races or anything like that. So Hunter's doing well. She's got a little bump going, and she's staying active, and I think she's enjoying it. She hasn't said otherwise yet. So she keeps us in line, and she's kind of the backbone that keeps this thing going. She keeps us grounded, keeps us she keeps us pointed in the right direction. She keeps the pills being pulled, hopefully the good ones, and runs all the video equipment. And I mean, she does more than a lot of girlfriends, I'm sure, do in the racing community. And I'm super thankful to have her with me here. And hopefully we'll have another little racer on the way soon.
We order the onesies with the Hutira, with the Thunderbolt. You got to get those special onesies with the Thunderbolt logo.
Yeah, we got one of one right now. I don't. We might have to get them mass produced here. I don't know. Hopefully that they start taking off. We need more race fans too, so maybe somebody else can start making some babies.
There you go. There you go. Okay, Latrobe fans, the call's been put out. Start making babies for Brett Hutira's race team. Hey, Brett, listen, we're looking forward to having you at the Speedway this Saturday, you and your family. And I know there's a lot of people that help your program. The success that you've probably enjoyed would not be possible without a lot of people that help you, whether it's corporate sponsors, family, and so on. I see Line X on your race car. I know JD back in the studio has always been a part of Brett Hutira Racing. Why don't you go ahead and pay some bills and give the thanks and the accolades to the people that put the time and effort into this race car?
Yeah. If you don't mind, I'm going to turn around here. It's sitting here behind me, so I'll give you a quick look of the piece and all the sponsors here. First and foremost, Line X of Latrobe, Advantage Steel and Construction, Mike Emmett Construction, Pit Stop Pizza, Tidal Wave, Car Wash, Himmler Enterprises, RJ's Heating and Cooling, the Auto Salon, DJS Swag, A1 Machine, Gilmore Engineering. Now I got to turn around and make sure I don't lose any here. Wholesale Transmission. Let's see, Vinyl Destination. They got us looking good here. I got stickers everywhere. So Huds Pass, Hudscaping, right? Yeah, Huds Pass, Hudscapes, Willie's Carburetors. Let's see here. Our YouTube channel, Hutira Motorsports. If you haven't, if you don't know who we are or anything like that, check us out on YouTube. Help us out with a like, subscribe, a follow. I think I got them all, and if I haven't, I apologize. And then, like you said, my crew that always helps me, my dad, Shane, John, Frank, Hunter, obviously, like I said, she's super important and keeps this thing going all the way through. Stacy, Bob, both of my brothers, Jay Toole, Joe Kelly, Noah Brunel, just everybody that helps that chips in, even if they, chip in here and there, or, whether they're with us all the time. I appreciate everyone that makes this possible. SS Chassis, those guys always take care of us too. So I'm sure I'm leaving off hundreds of people, because I've had so many people that have, just even reached out and sent me messages over the last couple of years, just trying to help me with driving notes or whatever it may be, set up stuff. This community is a cool community. I feel like if you're honest with people and welcoming with people, and you can speak a little bit, I feel like you can make a lot of friends and a lot of good knowledge and resources, whether it's just with racing or outside of racing too. There's a lot of good people in this sport, and that's another thing I really enjoy about racing with all these guys. So.
Very, very well said. Very well said. And I think that's exactly, and a lot of that is attributed to the family atmosphere that Dennis and Kathy have created. We are definitely a family at Latrobe Speedway. We might be competitors on the racetrack, but I guarantee you they're shaking hands and sharing a beer after the races together. And that goes for everybody. Brett, you are a fantastic young man to talk to. So glad you joined us here in the Joe's Body Shop and Towing Speed Shop. Wish you nothing but the very best this coming Saturday for our fan appreciation night. We have bike races. We got a busy night. So if we don't get a chance to talk to you, maybe we'll see you in Victory Lane. And then if you forgot any sponsors, you can make sure and cover them there.
Please save me a spot. I'd love to see you and have one more little conversation with you Saturday. That'd be great.
God bless you, Brett. We'll see you Saturday.
Thanks, guys.
All right, back here at the Joe's Body Shop and Towing Speed Shop. What a great opportunity to talk with a fine young man, Brett Hutira. Looking forward to seeing him this Saturday at the Super Speedway as the Wisneski Waste Removal Penn Ohio Pro Stocks make their first appearance here in the first weekend of August 2023 at our beloved Latrobe Speedway. Speaking of this weekend, not even want to get into the weather bit. You know what? We all know the chaos it has caused, but you know what? Third time's a charm. Fans, it's your night. It's an opportunity for all of us at Latrobe Speedway and our drivers to say thank you for always being so supportive and passionate about Saturday night dirt track racing at Latrobe Speedway. It's our annual fan appreciation night. So we hope you'll join us for an opportunity to meet all of your favorite Latrobe Speedway drivers out there on the front stretch of our speedway. This week, in addition to Fan Appreciation Night, we're going to honor the great Ralph Davis Jr. And hopefully you visit our website, or excuse me, our Facebook page, where DJ posted a fantastic picture of Ralph. Ralph in a beautiful 1967. It was a 67 or 68 Ford Mustang fastback. A great picture of Ralph. We're honoring him and his accomplishments here at Latrobe Speedway. This coming Saturday night, the Ralph Davis Jr. Memorial will feature the K2 Engineering Crate Late models racing for $2,500 to win. The Joe's Body Shop and Towing Pure Stocks will be on the schedule, along with the Specialty Metals Modified 4 Cylinders and the Marilungo Disposal Strictly Stock 4 Cylinders. Of course, again, the Wisneski Waste Removal Penn Ohio Pro Stocks on that card as well. Fan Appreciation Night always brings out the kids. And you know what? We're looking forward to having a bunch of kids there on their hot rod bicycles, because we have several classes, I believe 4 age group bike classifications that we're going to have our annual kids bike races. And we want to thank many of the racing teams who have stepped forward to help with this and sponsoring of the bike races. We want to thank the Koffler race team, all the Kofflers, the Krivjaniks, the Dembowski race team, the Jones race team, the McNaney race team, and the Sean Grice race team for coming on board and being a part of our kids' bike races here in 2023. And in addition to that, if that's not enough for all of you, kids, you're going to be treated to complimentary ice cream at the Speedway right there in our fantastic Latrobe Speedway Midway. It's always fun. It's always chaos to the 10th level of the fun meter. Nothing Kathy enjoys in the team is nothing they enjoy more, if I could spit it out, than handing out complimentary ice cream to all of you great kids, all of our young Latrobe Speedway fans. That's what we have going on. I hope I didn't miss anything. Of course, you can tell it's going to be a busy night. Before we get into our sponsors, our track sponsors, our marketing partners, please check us out on the web, latrobemotorsports.com, or you can visit our Facebook page, Latrobe Speedway Stock Car Dirt Track. Can't say enough about DJ Johnson. Updated press releases, scheduling information, point standings. It's all right at your fingertips via the World Wide Web. Give our Facebook a visit, give us a like, and follow us, because it's updated regularly with all the upcoming events and all the excitement that is Latrobe Speedway 2023. The success that we've enjoyed here at the track here in 2023 would not be possible, certainly without you fans, but also our marketing partners. And I say this all the time, whether it's here on the podcast or at the track. If you're ever in need of any of the products or services offered by any of these fine businesses, locally, regionally, please remember to support them. Give them a call first, because they love what we love. They love what you love. And that's stock car racing at Latrobe Speedway. Of course, we want to thank K2 Engineering for being one of our divisional sponsors. Joe's Body Shop and Towing, thank you for having me aboard. Sponsors of our Pure Stocks and the podcast. Specialty Metals sponsors our Modified 4 Cylinders. Marilungo Disposal is the divisional sponsor for the Strictly Stock 4 Cylinders. The Dean Pollock Hobby Stocks, we're looking forward to seeing them. We've mentioned several times the Wisneski Waste Removal Pro Stocks, and our friends at Bowers Farms for sponsoring the 305 Race Saver Sprint cars whenever they make a visit here to Latrobe Speedway. Several other of our sponsors we want to give a shout out to, and so very much thank them for being a part of our team and being a part of our racing family. and that, of course, is Latrobe Glass and Mirror. We want to thank General Carbide, Bowman's Plumbing, Garry's Auto Cells, Porta-John, the Auto Tag Store, RPM. We want to thank A1 Machining and Performance, Seal Tite Paving and Maintenance, Latrobe Billiards, DJS Swag, and GVD Powder Coating. So, with all that, it was a busy night here in the speed shop. So glad to have Brett Hutira with us. So glad to tell you all about this coming Saturday's excitement at the Latrobe Speedway. I unfortunately am not going to be able to be with you. Family vacation weekend. The wife hasn't learned that yet, that we do vacations after race season. So she's still large and in charge. So I'll be on vacation with my wife, kids, and grandkids. But I leave you in the very capable hands of my buddy Dave Lape, Amy upstairs, Danielle upstairs, of course, DJ Johnson, Walt, John Smiley. Oh, my heavens, so many. Of course, Dennis and Kathy. I'm probably missing a bunch of people. But most of all, I leave you in the capable hands of my buddy Billy Rupert, Bikers Helping Others Motorcycle Club. If you get a chance, Latrobe Speedway fans, to help somebody and do a good deed, do it. You'll feel good about yourself. And that's exactly what the Bikers Help Others do. Bikers Helping Others Motorcycle Club does. So with all that being said, God bless. You guys have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week here in the Joe's Body Shop and Towing Speed Shop.